Hi everyone. Welcome to challenge number 2 from the Crafting Queens. So last week we went live and we haven't decided, because I'm pre-recording this, who is the winner of last week's challenge. But I do want to thank everybody for watching, all your thumbs up, all your comments. I really enjoyed reading them. So this week's challenge is a color challenge, and I'm so excited to share with you a fun technique that I haven't shared in quite a long time. So actually, this is my take 2 on this video. The first one, not sure why, but halfway through it became all garbled. So keeping my fingers crossed, guys, that does not happen this time. So the challenge for each week is to watch Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Watch Lisa Bauer, my friend, and Jen Chow, my friend, videos, and mine, and decide whose is your favorite. All you have to do is give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to our channels. We would so appreciate it. So this week's challenge is, like I mentioned, a color challenge. And the colors that we could use, are using, is Dark Daffodil. I'm using our Stampin' Blends. I'm using the Dark Berry Burst, and I'm using the Dark Shy Shamrock. So in this challenge, we're allowed to use white and black only. So I'm really excited because, as I mentioned, it's a technique I haven't done in a really, really long time. So let me share with you my first 3 takes. On my first 2 were just to practice. So on this one here, I'm practicing, obviously, what I'm going to share with you guys. And I'm using vellum. So today's technique will definitely be using vellum as well. And I had stamped on the card base and decided, yeah, I'm not quite sure I really like to see the images coming through on the vellum. So I said, let me give it another shot. And I chose to do this one. And I learned something, although I really didn't understand when I read my ink instructions, but this is using Tuxedo Black Momentum. And see how it kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's kind of spread out. So I'm like, nah, let me give the other one a try. And I am going to recommend that you use the StazOn Black ink. It worked really well. And then my last one, and this is what I went live with, video. As you can see, I did use the StazOn Black ink here. It did not spread. It stamped really well and had really fun making the slide with you. So we're going to remake this one again. I'm going to show you my fun technique, and I'm going to share with you the products that I'm using today. So our products that I'm using today is the framed scene dies. Now these are really beautiful. I love this. It kind of has like a wood texture frame around it, and then the circles, and then this little accent piece right here. So we're going to use one of the circles today. On the other cards that you noticed, I used the rectangle frame. Again, it's called Frame Scene Dies. It comes with a beautiful stamp set as well. However, mine hasn't been delivered yet, and I'm waiting for it because, of course, I didn't think I wanted it, but then I saw tons of beautiful inspiration, so now I have to have it. And this is brand new in the online exclusives. It's 165396. And I'll also do my best to post these product links in this video. The other item that we're going to use is what I used last week's challenge, except I'm only using this sentiment here. Thank you. I am going to be using the Celebration sequins. They were the purple adhesive. Honestly, it's the only blackberry adhesive that I could find available in my personal stash. And then we are going to be using the So Swirly embossing folder. Look how pretty this embossing is. And I figured since we're going to be doing some swirling today, that would be a great accent piece for our card that we're going to make. So as you can see here, I have already pre-embossed. This is going to be a mat that's going to go right on our Berry Burst cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and then just fold it in half or score it at 4.25. So we're going to put that aside. We're going to put this aside. We're going to be cutting this, but I want to show you our fun technique. So I am using vellum, and then I'm going to be matting it up against this white piece of cardstock. In this vellum technique, I am also using 91% rubbing alcohol. I've just poured a little bit in this cup right here. You can use a lower one, but you just don't get a as vibrant effect when you use the lower concentration in rubbing alcohol. It does work, just not as great. So we're going to do some fun swirling on here and coloring in on these. I'm just going to be randomly coloring in. Doesn't really matter because whatever you create is never going to come out to be the same. It would be extremely, extremely hard to duplicate your images here. I do want to point out I am using the blend brush, and I also want to point out that the marker that you use should always be the dark. The dark is more concentrated and tends to show up better on vellum and in this effect. So we're just going to go randomly around. And you can do this technique on any size vellum and create a beautiful, fun background. It's just really easy. Create your background. You can cut your die image from there as well. I am going to use all 3 colors here. And we'll come back and forth with the different colors. Now I'm applying our Shy Shamrock. I'm going to come up the side here. And it is okay that I go right over the other colors, because wait till you see the final effect. It is so, 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 so cool. Like I said, this does get a little messy once we apply the final touch to it. So I do encourage you to have like your glass mat or your all-purpose mat behind it. You can actually use paper towel as a backing as well. And because it does get a little messy, it's always good to keep paper towel in hand as well. Okay, so, really nothing fancy there at all. Now, I'm going to take a paintbrush, and I'm using the rubbing alcohol. Now, keep in mind, you can put your rubbing alcohol in your spritzer. You can put it in a water pump bottle. I just chose to use the paintbrush. I really like the effect and how I dab it on. So, and I'm just going to generously, randomly dab and let it do its magic. We'll have to wait for it to dry, or we'll speed dry it. We're going to use my heat gun, but you can use a blow dryer as well. And just gonna, I'm loving how these veins are coming out. And let's get this wiped down. I'm going to try to do a little bit of blending, just trying to have those different colors kind of blend in together. But actually, I thought it looked pretty good just the way it is. All right, so see, I have a little bit of not actually taking color. So we're going to just bring that in to give him some additional color. Now, if you're doing it as a big background, you might want to just take a paper towel and dab the edges. In the case that I'm doing it, it doesn't matter if my edges have a lot of ink on them, because we're going to be tucking the side of it in, but you won't see it. Now, let's take my heat gun. We're going to warm this up, dry it. And it dries really, really, really fast. You don't want to put too much heat in it because you see that it will start curling. But now I'm going to take this and mount it to our white. So say you didn't like these little extra veins showing in. I think it gives it more character, but you can turn it over and see how it's just a much more subtle in color versus it's much more vibrant here. So we're going to adhere this to this white cardstock because it's just going to make it pop even more. And because adhesive does show through on vellum, in the card that I'm creating, it'll be hidden in the background. However, if you, and I don't need it to be a perfect fit either, but if you don't want your vellum to show, consider using two-sided adhesive tape. Just cut off a piece, attach your vellum to it, and then when you're ready to attach it to your card, just peel that off, and you won't have any adhesive showing. All right, so now we're going to take this card, and I'm going to actually take from the Framed Scenes dies. I'm going to take this circle, the larger one, and I'm going to die cut this here, and then we'll finish up our card. I'll be right back. My die cut machine is right behind me. And here we go, and I have a nice little accent piece that I can use on another card. So I'll put that aside. And I'm going to attach this. Oh my gosh, look at those bright colors, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Look how it all goes well together. But before I actually attach this on the back, I have cut out some sprigs. And these are, this is my go-to. This sprig punch right here is my go-to sprig punch. So easy when I just want to create a nice little quick accent piece. So here is the back of it, and I'm going to get these attached. Whoops. Like right about, sorry, I want it to come this way through. So we're going to attach these like right about in there. So I'm going to put some adhesive right on the side here. See if I can get these. Well, it would be good if I put it on the right side of the circle. Right? Here we go. And we'll get those stuck down with some extra adhesive, but I wanted to make sure that that can get tucked in behind, and we're going to put that right inside here. So we're going to add some additional adhesive just around the circle area. And to me, it doesn't matter how that image comes through. Look how pretty that is, guys. And now I can just add a little adhesive right there. I'm gonna put a little right there. Normally I would use probably a liquid glue. And now we're gonna do our stamping of our thank you sentiment. We're gonna put that right in the center right there. I always keep this little case on my Stays On ink just so that it stays moist. It doesn't dry out. Perfect. All right. And now we are going to attach some of our daffodil ribbon. This ribbon was really popular. It already had sold out once, but I believe it's pretty much back in stock. So as you guys know, I am not a huge fan of creating bows. And I do appreciate all those that have tried to give me lessons. But we're going to do our best here. I'm just going to cut more than enough that I need. And I'm going to tie and wrap a bow as best as I can. And I'm not at this point, I'm not at this point going to put adhesive on the back because I want to be able to position it exactly where I want it if I can get my card to stay in place. So on my first video that I did, I was so happy with my bow. It came out quick and easy. All right, so we're gonna slide this up just a little. We are going to make this guy a little bit smaller. And I guess this is the problem that I have, is these little tab things. I can never get them exactly the way I want it. Want them hanging, but anyways, we're going with it. The challenge is real for me, guys. All right, now we have our little bow. I've got all my 3 colors. We're gonna attach this to the base of the card. Oops. Sorry, got a little, hope you didn't get seasick there when I hit the camera. And I'm gonna put that right there. Let's see if we can make this just a little tighter. And it's not going to work. If I take this off, and I can redo it, but you guys get the gist, right? And then our final touch, we're going to add some Berry Burst sequins, just to give it that little bit of bling. One right there, one right there. And we'll take a little small one and what do you think? I think right there. I just need to add my cardstock for my sentiment on the inside. And we are all set. So thank you guys so much for joining. Now don't forget, watch Jen, Lisa's, and my video. Determine who do you like the best. Give us a thumbs up. And we will announce that week the Crafting Queen winner. So thank you guys again. Seriously, I had so much fun creating all these cards for you. Just for a fun challenge. Thanks, guys. Ciao.